Hey guys, Sean McCleary out of Naples, Florida here. I posted a video about the shift in consciousness, and there is a lot of information associated with the shift in consciousness that has to do with the human condition and planet Earth and things of that nature. One of the things that I've talked about a lot in my work in metaphysics is addiction and alcoholism and what causes that. The American Medical Association called addiction a disease back around when Alcoholics Anonymous was first started in the mid 30s, 1936, 1937. It was classified as a disease. People still don't understand completely what causes addiction and alcoholism. They've tried to figure out whether it was a chemical imbalance that creates the obsessive compulsive disorder that causes people to use substances over and over again and not be able to stop unless they seek a spiritual solution, because in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, it was classified as a spiritual malady, which is true. Addiction comes from fear. People that suffer from addiction and alcoholism contain too much fear within themselves, and Bill W. talked about that in the big book. I'm going to explain that. Earth is on a 24-hour rotation of day and night. Every living organism here absorbs light energy and dark energy within themselves. And what this does, because light energy and dark energy are polar opposites, and you can picture this: if you try to take two opposite sides of magnets and try to push them together, it creates pressure. And the same thing happens within every living organism here, but especially human beings. The absorption and retaining light and dark energy creates pressure in the body and attaches itself to the fight or flight syndrome. And there's a lot of different variations as far as light and dark energy goes, because the earth is rotating and there's different geographical structures, there's different socioeconomic structure with people. There is a ton of different variations that cause the absorption of light and dark energy to happen differently. With addicts and alcoholics, what happens is their bodies absorb more light and dark energy. They have a higher concentration of light and dark energy within themselves, which causes more pressure within themselves, which causes them to feel more fearful, which causes obsessive compulsive disorder. What happens with that is the consciousness of the addict and alcoholic, because they contain more light and dark energy, is calling for evolution in a more powerful way, because light and dark energy is the primary reason that all things in existence evolve, because that was what was created from the beginning, and it's for the purpose of intelligent design. The Higgs field is universal consciousness and energy, and every living organism that is introduced into the universe by the Higgs field has to be created for the purpose of intelligent design, so infinity can keep going, so infinity can exist actually. And so what happened is, a long time ago, is the variations of light and dark energy within people, and addicts and alcoholics have more powerful light and dark energy, which created more fear within themselves. Alcohol was introduced a very, very long time ago into human consciousness, and other drugs also a long time ago. Marijuana and hallucinogens and things of that nature were introduced in the world consciousness, and people started using these substances to alleviate fear within themselves. And because of the increase in the population, because of the evolution of consciousness and energy, more and more different types of substances started getting introduced in the world consciousness and the human population. And so addiction and alcoholism actually got more powerful and more powerful over a period of time. Recovery was introduced by Bill W. through Alcoholics Anonymous in 1936, and the spread of recovery and a new era of thought as far as spirituality is concerned spread out over world consciousness over a long period of time. And these people that are classified as addicts and alcoholics started seeking a spiritual solution to the dilemma of addiction and alcoholism. I'm going to say this though: people that contain more light and dark energy, and light and dark energy within the human body facilitates the production of chemicals and neurotransmitter activity that's contained within the body. That's how the chemicals are transferred in and around the brain, the central nervous system, and different areas of the body is through pressure. The more pressure that is contained within the body, the higher facilitation or production of neurotransmitter activity is affected. And that's what creates the obsessive compulsive disorder within addicts and alcoholics. The recovery has spread out over 80 years now, and there's a lot of people that have sought a spiritual solution to the dilemma of alcoholism and addiction, which has alleviated fear. That's what working the steps and continuing a lifestyle, a process in recovery is doing for people. Is it continues to allow fear to transfer away from their bodies so they can maintain a spiritual condition. But that's the truth behind addiction and alcoholism. And people have not been able to figure out. It basically just has to do with addicts and alcoholics containing a higher concentration of light and dark energy, which produces more fear, which produces more chemical production in the brain, which produces a higher output of neurotransmitter activity, which causes the obsessive compulsive behavior that addicts and alcoholics generate. Anyway, it's good talking to you guys, and expect a miracle. A lot of great things are happening with the shifting consciousness and evolution here. Thanks, you guys. Bye bye.